Hi Capricorn, welcome to Eclipse Tarot. Welcome to your general reading for the month of December. So we made it. We're here, we're in December. We're about to wave goodbye to Saturn. Congratulations, Cap. I'm not sure if a lot of people are telling you that. I'm not sure if everyone knows how much you've been through, how much you have changed. At a core level, your priorities, your soul has changed. 2020, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, they all danced with you. They all showed you your weaknesses and they showed you your strengths. They showed you the fork in the road and which way to go. And here we are in December, preparing to take a deep breath of relief, and yet still in the midst of chaos. Yeah, it doesn't get easier. You just get stronger, Capricorn. That's what this was all about. Now, as Saturn and Jupiter make their conjunction mid-December in your second house in Aquarius, doors will start to open. The first 2 weeks of December should be used in order to relax, in order to prioritize, in order to get things done. The old things, do the things that maybe you've been putting off for a little while. I know I have. I know there's a list of things that I've said, all right, before 2020 is over, I swear to God, I'm going to get these things taken care of. And I think the first 2 weeks in December gives you that opportunity. Now, whether those things are, balancing the checkbook and going through the budget, or finishing up that pile of work that you haven't really wanted to look at. Or maybe it is adjusting relationships, making room for relationships, walking away from relationships that don't serve you. I don't see any major elements of drama. I feel like it's more of a quiet month where Capricorn gets to be strong within themselves, make some pretty solid and important decisions regardless of what others expect or need from them. But my favorite thing about December for you, Capricorn, is that now it gets to be really about you. I think 2020 was just a trial run. I think 2020 said, hey, wouldn't it be easier if you could just leave this behind? Wouldn't it be easier if you could just stop doing this altogether so that you could focus on this stuff? Yeah, it would be easier. I want to make those changes. I want to do those things. I want to fully commit to what I truly love. Okay. Well, the rewards will come for all of your hard work. Saturn always delivers. He leaves our sign. He, in true father-like fashion, he puts you through hell and then he pats you on the back and he says, you did pretty good, kid. I think you're ready. And in that moment where he says, I think you're ready, there is so many emotions. So many emotions because it's scary, because we get used to Saturn, because we get used to the second we start to veer off that road, someone comes and shoves us back. Someone says, no, don't get off line. Keep going. And when you hit 18 or you hit 20 or some kind of a element of adulthood in your life, and all of a sudden it's like, shit, I can't go back. And that's the thing about December, is that we realize how far we've come and that we realize we can't go back. Can't rely on other people. We can't wait to get prompted and pushed and told. It may not be continuous praise or inspiration. 2021 is going to be a very different kind of year. 2020 moved very slowly. We went through changes, but we went through them slowly. 2021 comes, and you better be ready to run, because things are going to move, they're going to change, it's going to happen fast. It's going to feel like that thought becomes a thing almost instantly, which is a blessing and a curse in itself, because we have to get really disciplined about those thoughts. And things that we want and need can so easily come to us in this vibration. So you better make sure they're the things that you want and need to begin with. And how do you do that? You become really firm in who you are and what you want. And you become your own Saturn, meaning there's no outside source, there's no extended circumstance that's going to continue to whisper to you, no, keep going this way, no, don't do that, no, don't entertain that, yes, talk about that. It's on you now. And so, just like the universe always does, and sometimes I actually get really emotional when I think about how perfect the timing is of the universe. There comes an eclipse season. And these eclipses in your 12th and 6th house are really going to unbury that final sludge. The things that you are unwilling to look at, the things that you are unwilling to take care of, the things that you thought you didn't need to do before you got to that next thing. And it brings it up and it forces you to do it, and you feel all better because of it. But it could make your month a little bumpy, and it could make your month a little emotional and pretty climactic. So all month long, Capricorn, I want you to repeat to yourself, and I want you to feel the peace that overcomes you when you hear the words, it's almost over. And everything is going to be okay. Now, your energy this month is that of the Knight of Swords. And I'm not sure if Capricorn is running towards something or if you are running away from something. And I think it could be both. I think this is Capricorn just feeling like it is time to move. It is time to explore. It is time to entertain those things we thought weren't possible. The Knight of Swords is the quickest knight in the deck. And you're moving into quickness. You're moving into bringing manifestations into the physical 3D almost instantaneously. I don't know, this Knight of Cups reminds me of somebody who kind of, like when you're a kid and you take the training wheels off for the first time. And it seems really, really scary. But then you realize you go way faster and it doesn't make as much noise and it's not so wobbly and it's not so scary because you become your own balance, right? When we're relying on, the extra two wheels to balance for us, we don't know how to balance ourselves. I think the Knight of Swords is Capricorn getting ready to take action without the training wheels, without Saturn. And I think these eclipses are kind of a trial run. Now, your environment is that of the Emperor. This I love for you. This is a beautiful combination of somebody who spent a really long time figuring out who they are, what they want, what they need in their life, and how to proceed. The Emperor is about achievement. It's about sovereignty. It's about independence. It's about the ability to take action towards the things that we want and need. The Emperor is all about that inner strength. The I am, the Aries, meaning that things are going to be about Capricorn this month, at least. December is going to be a really big focus on you. Now, December brings your birthday. It brings your solar return or a return to your ascendant or moon or whatever placement that has you here. And that always brings a little bit of a wake up. It always brings a little bit of a, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Your first 3 cards in your 9-pile deck are pretty prophetic. 10 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups. And when I pulled these, I had to take a break. I had to really sit with these 3 cards because there's so much here. Now, the way that it lays out for me, we'll just take a look at these 2 cards together for a moment. The 7 of Pentacles staring directly at this 10 of Cups, and I think this 10 of Cups next to the Emperor really does represent your expectations. Your expectations of yourself, your expectations of others, the people in your life, what you want, your dreams come true. And the 7 of Pentacles tells me that it's just not quite there yet. You don't have it. You're not in it. You're not sure how to do it. The door isn't open yet. And the 7 of Pentacles is telling me there will be delays. Eclipse season. If it's not your mess, it's probably somebody else's mess that's pushing you back a little bit, and that's okay. It's actually a blessing from the universe because you're getting another minute to take a look at this. Take a look at this 10 of Cups. Take a look at your expectations and take a look at how these expectations affect you. Now, the 10 of Cups doesn't have to necessarily always be the perfect partner, the family, the house, the white picket fence. We get a million 10 of Cups in our life. 10 of Cups is just simply that thing that you feel like you really want to happen. Now, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're really, really wanting to take it to the next level, then that's your 10 of Cups. The moving in together, the engagement or the marriage or the having children. If this is about your career, the 10 of Cups is either that big giant corner office, that promotion. Maybe the 10 of Cups is leaving the corporate atmosphere and becoming your own boss, becoming your own authority. Nevertheless, there is a 10 of Cups. There is a set of expectations on how you want life to go. And the 7 of Pentacles says, here is a blessing of time so that you could work out the details. And in the details, 7 of Pentacles lies priorities. It's kind of the nuts and bolts of how you're going to make things work. What fits, what doesn't. And now is a really good time to take a look at your relationships. And I say that because we have a 10 of Cups and a 6 of Cups, and this is all about love. It's all about love. It's all about fulfillment. And it's your work, your attitude, your relationship to it right there in the center, because remember I said December is all about you. Suddenly it's not about what other people need from you. It's just not, Capricorn. It's just not. Saturn won't allow it. You will become center stage in your life, meaning that things can kind of really affect you now. And I feel like Capricorn is going to be in their feels. Now, you have Cancer in your 7th house, ruled by the moon, meaning that you can sometimes allow other people's emotions or needs or wants and desires to kind of manipulate what you need to do in order to achieve happiness in your life. And we all know it. We all know it. Capricorns have this really bad rap of being so determined to achieve within their career, but really the bottom line is Capricorn feels responsible for so many other people in their life and they can't drop the dime. In 2020, and Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter came along and they said, all right, you can keep doing it that way. You can keep waking up and living for other people and their expectations and their needs from you. But then you're never going to feel happy, so you might as well stop having those expectations altogether. And I feel like Capricorn for the past couple of months with Mars retrograde has kind of really been looking at their priorities and saying, well, yeah, I like achieving. I like working 60 hours a week. I like being really involved in what I do. I like feeling like I have a mission. I like taking care of my family. I like making sure that I can provide the luxuries and the things for the people. But the 7 of Pentacles means there's a price. Mars retrograde means that you had to take a look at how you've been handling this stuff so far and how it's been serving you, your soul, your emotions, your heart. How fulfilled are you, Capricorn? The 6 of Cups, a card of Pisces with Neptune moving direct. Things might come to you intuitively this month. Things might come to you in dreams. When we have a middle of December eclipse in Sag in your 12th house, that's a real spiritual awakening. Whether you're ready or not, whether you like it or not, whether it is disturbing and upheaval. I don't see a lot of upheaval here. In fact, I see Capricorn cool as a cucumber. Been there, done that. You've been through so much. Why would anything start to shake you now? There is wisdom, and that wisdom is serving you well. And I think that the first couple of weeks in December, you start to recognize these things in other people too. I think you start to really look at your relationships, and I think you start to really say, is this one worth my time? Is this one worth my energy? And it's not really about giving and receiving. No, it's not really about being cold or writing people off or, and it's not about delivering a form of karma either, because I think Capricorns have been through that. I think Capricorns always want to save everybody. Well, I don't want to make them suffer, because we know what it's like to suffer. We know what it's like to have to carry all the wounds and the responsibilities. And so why would we wish that on anybody else? Certainly not the people that we truly care about. But what has the price been? What part of your soul have you had to sacrifice in order to not force anybody around you to have to feel the consequences of their actions? And I think this 10 of Cups and the 6 of Cups is just a reminder that you deserve love as well. You deserve compassion. You deserve forgiveness. You deserve a rest. Now, this 10 of Cups comes out right above the sun. And I'm going to be jumping around a little bit because your cards came out differently, and I'm just going to do them the way that I feel them coming out. 10 of Cups and the sun is definitely a promise that you are going to get whatever it is that you desire. Your ability to achieve is somewhat magical right now. And underneath the sun is the 9 of Pentacles, one of my absolute favorite cards because it's a card of Virgo, and I am a Virgo. It's a card of complete and utter independence, and I like that. It's a card of confidence. It's a card that promises that there's no codependency here. Capricorn does not need anybody else to fill any other role in order for them to be happy in their life. They learned those lessons a long time ago. 2018, 2019, you were forced to let go of those things. You were forced to stop allowing your happiness to revolve around what others are willing to do. Capricorn took their happiness in their own hands. They realize that they are not in control, that other people have their own free will. And so it is better to allow people to come and go in our lives as long as they are bringing something worthy. The 9 of Pentacles tells me that this is Capricorn stepping into their own self-worth. And this is kind of the final puzzle piece here. This is the final push, that last assignment that the universe wants you to do in order for you to start getting what you want. If you look at it in terms of economics, there is an element of supply and demand. Capricorn, I believe you are in an element of supply and demand, meaning people are going to want you. People are going to want to put you in a box. People are going to need you to commit to do the things. People are going to need you to continue to be your sure and responsible self. Capricorn, I don't think you feel that responsibility. I think this month it becomes really easy, 12th house, 6th house eclipses, to say, I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't really want to be a part of this. This is taking too much from me. No, I can't do these 100 favors for you because I actually have goals I need to work on. The sun and the Chariot is a promise that you are on the right path. 7 of Pentacles above that Chariot. Looking at your priorities, you're remembering what does and doesn't serve you. What is it going to take for you to get to that thing that you really want? And that's really all that matters. It's really all that Capricorn is going to focus on this month. It's all about you. Doesn't matter what other people need. Now that sounds harsh. It's Christmas time. I'm not saying that you're going to turn into a Scrooge and, it's not it. I mean, there's so many cups here. You're definitely in your fields. You're in your element. The people in your life that deserve your love will not suffer. The hobbies, the things in your life that you love will not suffer. You will continue to be there and do the things because you want to do them, because they resonate with you at a soul level and you love them. But the things that will struggle are the codependent relationships, the people that are needy, the people that just want to take and take and take, the job that just takes and takes and takes. If there are any elements in your life, Capricorn, where you are taking, you can expect those to come to an end too. Because somehow deep down inside, if you're participating in any scenario such as the feeling that you're taking without giving back, you realize the toll that that takes on you emotionally, subconsciously. And because Capricorn is doing such a bang up job getting into this 9 of Pentacles, I can do anything I want whenever I want. I'm capable. There is no lack mentality here. There is no worry about finances. You simply trust that the universe will deliver whatever it is that you need. And it really doesn't have to come from another source or another person, or it doesn't have to be at the expense of somebody's free will, and nobody has to feel trapped. And I really think this is all about commitment for Capricorn. It's all about, what do you want to commit to? What is commitment for you? And I think your relationship with it is changing. Because the Chariot is a card of Cancer, and Cancer is a card of emotional safety. It's a cardinal sign just like you. Not afraid to work, not afraid to focus, as long as it is on the things that you truly love and desire. And I think this Chariot represents doors opening for you. The thing is, I don't think you realize that these doors are opening. 7 of Pentacles above the Chariot means that you could get a little lost in the details and not really see, kind of like don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I think that's a saying. My dad used to say craziest things, and now I sometimes I don't know as an adult. I'm pretty sure he said them wrong, but I still say them. So thanks, Dad. And he was a Capricorn. So the Sun in the Chariot is like this energy where you're really driven towards what you really want and desire, towards the things in your life that bring you happiness. And there's courage there. There's courage to move on, to move past obstacles. And 10 of Wands is the removal of obstacles. 10 of Wands is when suddenly that burden becomes much lighter. I want to look at these for a moment. 6 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. 6 of Cups is such a romantic feeling. It feels like childhood, I mean, sometimes it can represent a relationship or a partnership from the past, or a friendship from the past. A lot of times 6 of Cups is platonic because it's unconditional love. Meaning it's probably those people that you don't really need or that you don't need them to do anything particularly for you. You just enjoy their presence. You enjoy their belonging in your life. 6 of Cups is kind of this childhood feeling. I don't know. It's like, putting up the tree with your parents when you're little and having hot cocoa and hanging the ornaments. And it's just a really fulfilling love. And I think Capricorn starts to realize the difference in December between the relationships that serve and feel good, the things that you do, the traditions, this is like doing those things with your kids or your siblings or your parents, those holiday traditions that we're surrounded, listening to the Christmas music even though it drives you nuts, decorating the house even though it's a lot of work, making the full dinner even though you don't really feel like cooking. There's rewards in that stuff. And I think Capricorn, with Saturn coming through, is going to reward you, because even though we know you've been through hell, even though we know that emotionally the last year has been really, really difficult, There is a part of Capricorn that still is able to dig deep down and find those happy moments and reenact them, and it is actually a gift to those around you. Underneath that 10 of Wands is the 6 of Pentacles, which tells me that you have plenty to share with others. There's teaching elements here. There's what you give and what you receive, and the suggestion that if you participate in the really wholesome things, maybe there's charity work here, maybe there's, maybe it's that, oh, I always said on Thanksgiving I would go and work in a soup kitchen and prepare dinner for those that are less fortunate. And yet every Thanksgiving we all do the same thing, right? We either prepare a big meal for our family, or we go to a bunch of different houses and celebrate and fill ourselves up and then take a nap, and we're exhausted and the holiday is over. Maybe 2020 is very different. Maybe 2020 is going to force you to, I know I'm talking about Thanksgiving because it's not even Thanksgiving yet when I'm doing this reading, but okay, please apply this to Christmas as well. If we're in a situation where we can't do the normal things that we do, we can't fly out to see our family, or we can't, have the big family party, maybe there's a way that you can give back that really does fulfill your soul in a different way. Maybe it is through charity work. Maybe it is through preparing or providing a Christmas for a family that can't do it. And I think those things are really going to fulfill you more than you realize, Capricorn. And it's a good way to spend your energy. Now, I say that because this final row here, 9 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, right? This is that independence and your ability to cut out anything that makes you feel less than. Those things are choices, and the Page of Swords is a choice. It's a truth. It's who you are. And if there are things that are pointing out that you are less than, or you're not capable, or you can't do this on your own, or you can't do it this way, I think Capricorn just doesn't give a shit. I don't think they give a shit what other people's opinions are. I don't think that they give a shit what other people want them to do. And that is the magic of these eclipses that come through in December. That is the magic that happens when Capricorn stops doing the things that they need to do for the other people and starts doing the things that they need to do for themselves. Now, this Page of Swords is probably you saying no. Practice it. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to go there. No, I don't want to do that. No, I'm not going to participate in that. It's okay. Could also be people saying no to you, and that's okay. No's are okay. Now, I say that because the Page of Swords is directly under the Chariot, and although the Chariot means forward movement, there must be honesty as well. The universe isn't going to cooperate with you if you are not honest with yourself. So if there's any element of you that's trying to continue to be in relationships that don't really work, or stay in jobs that don't really fulfill you, it's just not going to work. It's definitely not going to work during eclipse season, in eclipse in your 12th house, in your 6th house. No, that stuff has to go. The universe will be sure to take care of it for you if you are not courageous enough to do it yourself, and that's fine. That's why we have those things. And with the 9 of Pentacles, there's an element of patience, because there's no hurry, that you don't need anything or anyone to change anything for you. You are fine exactly where you are and who you are. So the Page of Swords starts to become very easy, and it starts to become very curious. And it starts to look at other things. And the thing about this Page of Swords is that you got a pile of cards here for your last card, and they all kind of came out together, and they all told their own story. See, this Page of Swords is kind of looking away from this pile of cards. looking away from the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. And this is pretty much that shit that happened through 2020 might have knocked you down a few notches. Okay, here we go. We're going to do this. We're going to achieve this. Our life is going to be so much different. We're going to achieve this and have this thing that we've always wanted. And then what happens? It didn't happen. Somebody disappointed you. Somebody left you. Something fell apart. This Page of Swords has had to really look at these things in his life, right? These Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords things. My foot is so asleep right now. So you got to look at it. You got to look at these elements of your life. You have to look at what they do and who they made you. And the Seven of Pentacles, well, he just gets to rewrite the story. It's really not what it was to begin with. And it really doesn't mean all that much. You see, go through all these losses, we go through all these changes. That doesn't mean that for the rest of our lives we have to be that person that suffered and went through all these losses. It doesn't always have to be our story. 10 of Wands, 6 of Cups. You get to let it go now. You get to let go of those disappointments. Now, I know, I hear you. I did. I let them go. I did the work. I did. I don't talk to them. I cut it out of my life. Okay. You did. You did. You physically did that. You physically made the changes. The people that broke your heart, the people that took, the people that didn't give back, the people that made you feel like you were alone when you should have never felt like you were alone. Yes. You did the work. But these eclipses are going to bring up the sludge. They're going to bring up the unhealed, unreconciled pieces of the story so that you can rewrite them. And what happens when you rewrite the story is that you become grateful for these things. You become grateful for these people. You become grateful for these situations that broke your heart and left you with nothing. Why? Because they showed you who you really are. They showed you that you didn't need anybody to begin with. You didn't need these circumstances to begin with. And the thing was, you were trying so hard to make these relationships or these situations work out, you didn't even take the time to know what you wanted to begin with. Page of Swords, looking directly at that 9 of Pentacles. Page of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. It's like stepping out of your body, stepping out of your beingness and saying, damn, I do have a lot to offer. I am a lot. I am worthy. I am really incredible all by myself. I don't need anyone. I don't need anything. I don't need the opinions. I don't need the advice. I don't need to fill any role for anybody. I get to just be me. Emperor. Me. These things that you went through, financial strains, financial losses, feeling like you've been isolated, feeling like you don't really belong, heartbreak, deceit, deception, people not being or doing the things they promised they would do. Yeah, it's been a journey. But when you rewrite the story And you realize that you could never be this beautiful. You could never be this authentic had it not been for those situations. Had it not been for those awful people and those awful circumstances that showed you who you truly are. And so you transmute it. You transmute this. You transmute it. You let it go. You resonate with the Six of Cups energy of what you need and what you love, what fulfills you. This is even getting back to those childhood-like things. Like maybe you should just go jump in a pile of leaves. Go cut down your own Christmas tree. Turn the Christmas music on. Watch the cartoons. It's a good time to get back to that magical self that existed before all of the disappointment and all of the heartbreak. When you get there, you realize that you have a lot to offer and you have a lot to do. And maybe ultimately your assignment is that you teach others. There's a lot about its spiritual ascension here, Capricorn. There's a lot about reaching a whole new level within yourself. And usually the universe puts you in those situations in the hope that you will share that with others. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go out and be a spiritual guru. If you do, so be it. Congrats, I hope so. But don't short sell the value of just telling your story. Don't short sell the value of allowing others to see how far you've come, how much you've been through, and what it has taught you. And I think it's a good time to realize that you, whether you realize it or not, are probably a pretty good inspiration to others. I told you before, I told you when we had the North Node and the South Node on your axis that it was time for you to stand out because there was an element of leadership. And the idea of leadership is not that you force other people around you to act or be a certain way. It's because you show them what's truly possible if they do it on their own, right? Right? Like the leader doesn't do all the stuff for all the people. He inspires the people to do it for themselves. And so after going through all of this, you start to realize that you are inspiring others. Now going quickly through your oracle cards, and I also want to touch up on the overall bottom of the deck. Now these energies, bottom of the deck energies, are kind of the overall theme. You get the Three of Wands and the Empress. And I think this is what happens to you in January. I think January becomes a whole new ballgame. Three of Wands is you waiting because you finally realize what it is that you want, and the Empress is your ability to attract it right to you. All the right things, because you are completely in alignment. And there's something very, very important about this, because you, in this Nine of Pentacles element, is pre-Empress. Meaning, there's mastery, there's growth. And this Nine of Pentacles and your ability to become grateful for the bad experiences and begin to share and accept and rewrite that story, and then you do become the Empress, and the Empress attracts whatever it is that they desire. The marriage, the children, the new career, the owning your own business, whatever it is, it becomes a reality. And it's a beautiful energy. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these. These were kind of just quick reminders to me of what we're dealing with here. Your astrology cards. You got the card of Gemini and the card of Sag. This is exactly where the eclipses take place. The first eclipse on November 30th is in Gemini. It's a lunar eclipse. It's pretty emotional, meaning that it's that thing that shows you what you truly want and desire and what is and isn't working in your life. And then the major eclipse, the full solar eclipse that happens on December 14th, just as a whole lot of other aspects are taking place. There's a major shift, and this is a 12th house transit, meaning there is surrender, letting go, and allowing change. It could feel almost like it's self-sabotage, but it's not. And it could feel scary, and there could be endings, but it's meant for you. And it's meant for you because you got the 10th house, the world card. Now, card of Saturn. Saturn is completing. It's done with you. Saturn is done. And I kind of almost want to cry when I say that over and over again. It's a really big deal. 10th house means that Saturn puts you in that element of being able to achieve for yourself. You don't need Saturn anymore. You are Saturn now. You have mastered it. 10th house is about your legacy. It's about who you truly are, what you want people to remember you for. If you're lucky enough, the 10th house is your career. For some of us, the 10th house is raising our kids. It's being a member in the PTA. For some of us, it's, doing a dog rescue or a tarot channel, okay? The 10 doesn't necessarily mean that it's how you make your money, but it's how you touch others. It's how you affect others. And the things that you will finalize in this month is going to set the tone for what you will leave behind. Beneath that, you've got 2 oracle cards here of death and indecision. So I promise you that if there are areas in your life where you haven't quite allowed the transformation to occur, you haven't ended the relationships that need to be ended, you haven't actually quit that job that you can't stand going to, you haven't told that friend that you really can't do that thing anymore, you can't volunteer for this and volunteer for that, and so on and so forth. There is transformation, and if there's areas of your life where you've felt indecisive, December's going to come and change all of that. Your animal totems were pretty impressive this month. You've got the owl and the bat. Both cards of intuition. And remember, I told you, 12th house is about those dreams. It's about intuition. It's about the conversations you have with your higher self. Owl and the bat both are nocturnal animals, meaning that if you're in an area of life where you have less than, things are scarce, things are dark, you're not really sure, you don't know where you stand in relationships, you don't know where you stand in jobs or opportunities, your ability to see through the dark is amazing. You have the gifts to navigate through this. You have the gifts and the wisdom. And the bat also does represent, much like the 6 of Pentacles and the 10th house world card, of what you give back. There is a paragraph in the explanation of the bat that talks about this particular bat. When other members of the bat family are ill, they take care of each other. They go out and they seek the medicines and they bring it back. And the things that you've been through, Capricorn, was so much wisdom. The owl, you gained so much wisdom and clarity. And now is a time to share it and use your story to heal others. There is definitely an element of charity coming through here, and there is no doubt in my mind that you will definitely be affecting other people, teaching other people, touching other people's lives because of your experiences. And below that, final card, card number 30, tick-tock. Time is of the essence. And this just simply tells me that you could kind of relax because the universe is on this. This is about divine timing now. Don't push anything. The Chariot card is a card of allowance. And next to the Sun, let's remember the Sun is a child. He is a naked child on a horse, which is, pretty weird to begin with. He's naked and vulnerable, and he doesn't care, and he's having the time of his life, and he's doing the things that he loves. So his period is not really all about hard work either. Okay? It's not about how much you could push and how much you can achieve this month. It's about being happy with who you are and where you're at. And knowing that the universe, that Saturn is leaving, and he always brings rewards for hard work, and you've done the hard work, which means December you don't have to work so hard. Things are just going to kind of open up for you. This is a time of divine timing. So if you have any anxiety over, oh my God, this has to happen right now, this relationship has to happen right now, this job has to happen right now, you could just let go of that. It's not going to work that way. Now you're at the mercy of time, the universal timing of things. And the universe has taught us all that when you are high vibrational, full on faith in the universe, full on faith in yourself, everything will happen just the way that you want it to happen, just the way that it's meant to go. Without a whole lot of effort and pushing on your end, the pieces will just kind of come together. Be sure to follow your inner wisdom this month. Be sure to tap in to these elements. And in fact, it's not a bad idea to throw a coat on if you're somewhere cold and kind of go out and take a look at the moon. Please don't do it on the eclipses, but allow it to be an element. Allow that nighttime feeling to kind of sink in. This daylight savings time blows for all of us. I know if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and pitch black dark, and we're all going out of our minds because it's lonely and it's isolating and it's exhausting. And instead of going home and achieving, we want to go home and throw on the sweats and watch TV. And this is your permission to do so. This is your permission to allow yourself to enjoy that night, that rest. You're not going to get it in January. You're not going to get it in 2021. 2021 is going to move so quickly that we're all going to look back at 2020 and say, man, yeah, but I could use a lockdown. I could use a couple weeks off. Do it now. All right, Capricorn. I'll be back mid-month. I don't think I'm going to be doing the mid-month love readings. I think that I covered those in the last mid-months. And what I really want to turn my focus on is the first part of 2021. So I'll probably do a reading covering January, February, and March for you guys for the mid-month. I'm sure love will creep in. It always does. Just a quick thank you, guys. It's been 1 year that I've had this channel up. It has grown comfortably for me. And I do want you guys to know that I am so grateful that I get to do this. And I really enjoy this time more than anything else. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Take care. Bye.